Is it multiple or one? I can't tell. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, there's two big... Oh, there's three big boys. Oh, that ain't good. Ooh! I mean, at the end of the day, you're already dead, right? Oh, my God. Woo! I'm telling you, if you've been looking for a dark fantasy that'll scratch an itch similar to Berserk, Clevatess, whatever we're calling this one's kind of done that for me. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course Patreon is where we keep those full live reactions and other exclusives. So episode 1 sold me. Visually, aesthetically, just beautiful. I think what I realized after this episode is that it kind of reminds me of old school RPGs, like think pre-Final Fantasy. The way backgrounds and stuff would look in those types of games, that's what it gives me that vibe of. Everything about this feels like a late 90s anime, just done with that modern, beautiful twist. And I love that. But then they showed me what type of dark fantasy this is, because we saw some blood, right? We saw body mutilation. Like, our Beastie Boy, like, skewered people, right? So we knew it could get violent. But here's the thing. If you're just violent for your dark fantasy, you got edge. And edge isn't always bad. Edge can be good. Especially if you don't abuse it. But it's still edge nonetheless. But what can you do narratively to really show me how bad of a medieval world this is? And then you introduce Nell. And here's the thing. I would move mountains for Nell. The way they treated that woman. The fact that for the most part she's only ever known this environment, so why would she not want to try to run? Well, obviously we saw the first person who tried to run got killed. But no, like this is what she's known. And the fact that they would beat her, hard R her, can't say the word on YouTube, but it rhymes with grape. And the fact that once she gave birth, unfortunately was a stillborn, so she never got to be a mother, you know, she constantly would breastfeed the children and stuff around there. Gave her purpose. And to just see that moment in the tavern, they trip her, purposely, and then they say, well, dumb cow needs to get beat her. Not just like spank her repeatedly, like you saw that they were physically like giving her welts. Her eye, her face, like her teeth are knocked out because she's been beat. And I think what's so great about this series is, here's the thing too. I'm not saying there's not going to be someone who will say, no, that's my type of character design. That's a real... Go ahead. But objectively, Nell is not designed to be the attractive character to the masses. Look at our blonde night pal. If you show Nell and her side by side, a majority will pick Blondie. The fact that they didn't go out of their way to make her overly attractive, but just, you know, for a lot of people will be considered ugly. It makes it so it's like, not like these shows where it's like, oh, we only care because the character's attractive, and why do we want to see attractive people get hurt? The fact that this show went like, here's this poor son of a bitch. She got dealt biologically, where she was born, everything got dealt shit hands. And yeah, maybe if she wasn't, you know, fattened up, maybe she didn't have her face all messed up, she could actually turn into a relatively attractive girl. And hopefully she gets to have that, you know, over time. But the fact that they made her not this, like, bimbo princess to be saved, but just like, why? Why does this world suck so much? So as soon as you see those two scumbags leave and our boy just sucks them up with the pits of hell, is great. And I like what they did at the start of the episode too. Seeing what he's capable of doing, right? He probably could escape at any point if he wants. But he wants to learn about humanity. He wants to see it all. And as we see, if you piss him off, if he thinks there's elements of it that he doesn't like, yeah, he's gonna swallow you up. And then you have a girl. So, this is another thing. I was expecting us to save her, but I was hoping, because I was like, this is a show that doesn't just have to have the little demon boy save the girls in distress all the time. Because from what we know, she's a capable warrior. But here's the thing. She's chained up. Like, is she gonna be strong enough to break through that? Probably not. Oh, but she can dislocate her shoulder, rip that off, just smack that guy with her. But then she takes them both out. Because here's the thing, she's undead, right? So despite the pure bodily horror, that was worse than the dude from last week, the guy who I used on the thumbnail, who kind of looked like a spider arachnid thing because of how he was bent. But, like, I didn't need to watch the preview to know she was getting up from that, right? But, bruh, this show It's edgy in the right ways. It's dark fantasy in the right ways, but it also will have a sense of humor. I mean, the way our boy got seemingly killed last week just because he's holding the baby and is like, just blah, 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 just boing to... Like, that was funny, I ain't gonna lie. But I honestly walked into this episode thinking it would be a more... Because that's what these anime do. They kind of give you an edgy, big death moment, and then it's more silly. Which, hey, anime for the most part silly. A lot of shows are, so I just get it. But I am so happy that this show has a dark fantasy vibe that actually feels like dark fantasy. And I remember, before I watched episode 1, I saw a few people say, oh man, this gives me some Berserk vibes. And I watched episode 1, and I thought to myself, you know, aesthetically and world-wise, I can kind of get it. Because of, like, all the designs and everything we're seeing in this show, but it didn't feel like Berserk to me, like, in terms of narrative and how they're exploring the human interactions. But after episode 2, I'm starting to see it. Now, there's going to be people who will hard disagree, especially if it's one of their favorite series. This isn't an insult, and it's a compliment to me, because I think what the show's doing is very, very good, and it's not making things just there for shock value. Like, I'm going to give an example, and it's going to sound silly if you don't watch a lot of anime, especially anime with fan service. A show like My Dress Up Darling does not need to make the physics as good as they are, but they do it for the Gooner bait. I love My Dress Up Darling, but they do a lot of it to bait you in with skin. And that's fine, that's a part of the show. But a show like this, when a girl is... The baby, like, slapped Nell's titty. And there was jiggle physics. And at no point in that scene did it come off as sexual. It was like actually designed to just feel like a real moment. And there's going to be some weirdo who'd be like, oh no, blah blah. No, like the fact that Nell as a character wasn't sexualized at all. And her titties were out a lot in this episode because she was breastfeeding. It actually just felt like a wet nurse. And I really appreciate that. There was so much opportunity for horrible sexual things to happen to both of these women, and at no point did they turn it into some weird sex fantasy bullshit like you often see. This has been incredible. Ain't gonna lie, this is now my current second favorite show, just followed by Top Key's Original Sin. There's gonna be a few shows, there's probably about 5 or 6 that are gonna like fight for different spots. But as it stands, I would say this is the show with an episode I'm most anticipating next week. Thoughts down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell as well. And Patreon for live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I give a video shout out to every single one of my patrons. So today we got Corbo, Caspel Joel Jensen, George Parra, Carlos D. Lopez, Dries Varhosh, Universal God, OK Then, Kevin Wallace, Tony Keats, and we also have One-Eyed King 25. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.